స్క్రీన్ కనపడుతుంది కదా మీకు? యా, మనం ఈరోజు ల్యాబ్ చూద్దాం. ఇది మన టోపోలజీ అనుకో. ఇక్కడ firewall, this is connected to the Windows machine, and Ethernet 1/2 is connected to the cloud to get an internet, and this is one cloud that is connected to management interface for the management access. Yeah, first we need to activate the interfaces. What are the interfaces we have? We are going to do a global protect lab today. Okay, యా, క్లయింట్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంటర్నెట్లో ఉంటుంది. మనకి ఇవి యాక్చువల్గా ఇంటర్నల్గా ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. అంతే. Ethernet 1/1 and 1/2. This is Ethernet 1/1. We are configuring as an L3, and default we need to create a security zone for this. You can create a trust zone here, and we can assign some IP address 192.168.10.10/24, and management profile. We create a management profile. Just hello ping. Okay, and this is an Ethernet 1/2 which is connected to that internet cloud. This will be in the same default route, and can create an untrust zone. I'll make it a DHCP client here. Management profile will be allow ping only. I'm just doing some basic setup. Okay, first we'll get an internet to the Windows machine, then we can go to the global protect. Trust, untrust, application action is an allow. Okay, then net. ఆమె ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్గా లేనట్టుంది. మనకి ఇంటర్నెట్ యాక్సెస్ కోసం అండి. నేను VMwareలో చేయట్లేదు, ఇది EVNGలో చేస్తున్నా. can do a commit now. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయాలంటే ఆల్రెడీ ఉంది ఇందా ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఇవ్వాలి. One 192.168.10.1 255 default gateway 192.168.10.10 and DNS 8 dot next 4.4.2.2. ipconfig/all we got this is from can ping 8.8.8 we are able to ping. Then we can proceed with the our global protect configuration. Okay, there is a series of steps that we need to configure in the global protect. Okay, what we can do is gp configuration. Okay, the first thing we need to create is an certificates. Okay, yesterday we have discussed about certificates, right? మనం సర్టిఫికేట్స్ ఏంటంటే మనం లోకల్గా అయినా ఫైర్ వాల్లో కాన్ఫిగర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, లేదా థర్డ్ పార్టీ వెండర్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట, లైక్ గోడాడీ, డాక్ సైన్స్, లైక్ దాట్. మనకి థర్డ్ పార్టీ నుంచి అయినా తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, యాక్చువల్గా రియల్ టైంలో అయితే ఎట్లయినా రియల్ టైంలో అయితే మనకి బోత్ వేస్ ఫైర్ వాల్లో జనరేట్ చేస్తారు, లేదంటే వాళ్ళకి థర్డ్ పార్టీ ఉంటాయి కొన్ని, వాళ్ళ కంపెనీకి సంబంధించిన థర్డ్ పార్టీ ఉంటాయి, వాళ్ళు అక్కడ నుంచి సర్టిఫికేట్ తెచ్చుకుంటారు. ఓకే, we need to create an certificates first, which is in the certificates we have chain of certificates. Okay, chain of certificates in the sense what the chain of certificates లో ఏమేమి ఉంటాయంటే root certificate, which is an CA certificate. Okay, certificate authority. Intermediate certificate, intermediate certificate means which is an signed by an CA, root CA. Okay, and the machine certificate, machine certificate or server certificate, we can call both ways, and this is signed by the intermediate certificate. Okay, and this is actual certificate we will use for the global protect connection, and this must be installed in the client machine. Okay, and next thing is authentication. Okay, authentication in the sense we need to create an local users. There are multiple authentication methods like local database or LDAP, TechAX, Radius. We have an SAML, we have an Kerberos. These are the multiple. This is a intermediate certificate అంటే ఏం లేదు, జస్ట్ నార్మల్ రూట్కి మిషన్కి ఇంటర్మీడియట్ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఉంటుంది అంతే. జస్ట్ this is signed by the root is an self signed in sense it signed itself. This is an certificate authority which signs all the certificate. Okay, and this root certificate signed by the intermediate certificate, this intermediate certificate signed by the machine certificate. If we want the root certificate directly sign the machine certificate as well, that is not an intermediate certificate is not a mandatory, but if we have an intermediate certificate in between root and machine, these all certificates must be imported to the firewall. And authentication methods, here we are using only the local database. Okay, because we don't have any external servers, external authentication servers. Okay, we are using local database by creating local users. Okay, and next we need to configure SSL TLS profile, where we can this SSL TLS profile where we can call this mission certificate in this profile, call the mission certificate, which will validate the which is validated by client mission. Client mission in sense whether Windows machine or Linux or Mac OS, this will validated by the certificate will be validated by the SSL TLS profile. Okay, I think మీరు మ్యూట్ చేస్తారా, మీ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ నాయిస్ వస్తుంది. మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి. ఓకే, యా, కూల్. And the next thing we need to configure is an portal configuration. Okay, we need to configure the portal configuration, and next thing is an gateway. Okay, gateway configuration. These are all the series of steps that will be included in the configuration while we configure the global protect. Okay, and we can go ahead and configure one by one. మనం ఒక్కొక్కటి కాన్ఫిగర్ చేద్దాం ఇక్కడ. Sorry, in the objects, this is on profiles, right? So in the device tab we have an certificate store, certificate management. Here in the certificates we need to create any certificates. Okay, by clicking generate we can create, and we can give the certificate name as first one is an root cert, and can just give is an www.rootcert.com. Okay, which is an certificate authority. Okay, you can click is an certificate authority here. It will be acting as an certificate authority for all the certificates, and it will sign. Okay, and the next time we can create, if you want to create we can create intermediate certificate. If you don't want, we can directly create an mission certificate. Okay, we can create an mission certificate directly. Okay, server cert. Here the common name always should be the portal IP address or FQDN. Okay, portal IP address FQDN in the sense the interface at which the client machine is connected. We can use that IP, or if that interface has an FQDN, we can use that FQDN to call it for the IP. Whatever the interface that we have used for configuring the portal, use that interface IP address or FQDN here. Okay, here I am taking 1/1 to configure the portal or a gateway. So I am taking this interfaces IP address as the common name here. Okay, which is an 192.1 192.168.10.10. Okay, and it is signed by the root set. Here which we have configured before as an certificate authority. This will be signed by the root CA. Okay, this is how we create a certificate internally. And the next thing we can create is an SSL TLS profile. Okay, by creating SSL TLS profile, we need to call that server certificate here. We can call it as an GP SSL. Okay, and here we need to call the server certificate, not the root certificate. We can call the server certificate here. Okay, and you can click on OK. It will create an server SSL TLS profile. The two steps are completed. The next step is we need to create an authentication method, authentication profile, and for that we need to configure the users. Here we have an local user database, and we can configure users here. Configure user, you give the username user1, password whatever the password we want to use is. Here I am using RAMESH I'm using ramestic @123, and here also say ramestic @123. Okay, these passwords, password and confirm password should match. Click on OK, and you can create an user2, and the password will be, if you want you can use the same password, or otherwise you need to mention the different one. See, here we have created the users, and then we need to create an authentication profile. This is the authentication profile. Here GP authentication, and the type is an local database. Okay, we are using a local user site, so you can use a local database, and no need of using anything here, because we are using only local database which the users are resides inside the firewall. Okay, these factors is not important. And in the advanced tab you need to, there is an allow list, whatever the user that we have in the if you want to allow the all users to connect to the global protect, we can mention all here. Okay, otherwise if you want to use only one user or a group of users, here I have only two users, right? If I want to allow all two users to connect to the global protect, I can use this all. Okay, Otherwise I can use only one user. I want to user one only to connect to the global protect. We can allow here using this allow list. Okay, I want to allow all the users, so all user 1 and user 2 to connect to the global protect. From this you can call here from the authentication profile. Okay, click on OK, and this is also done. The next thing that we need to configure is global protect portal. Okay, this is a portal. Add, these are the general things that we need to use. Yeah, yes, yeah, yes, this is the fifth step, portal configuration. Yeah, you can give the name whatever we want, but I am giving the name as an GP portal. Okay, and interface I am using here is an Ethernet 1/1, and if you want you can also have the IP address that we have used here, and these are the some NAT interface కాదు మనం whatever the clients we have connected. Okay, clients ఎక్కడైతే కనెక్ట్ అయ్యింటాయో firewall interfaces కి, that will be used as an portal interface and gateway interface. రియల్ టైంలో బయట నుంచి వస్తాయి కాబట్టి మనకి ఏదైతే అవుట్ సైడ్ పబ్లిక్ ఐపీ ఏదైతే పబ్లిక్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో దానికి కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉంటాయి అనమాట. These are the things that we need to configure here in the general tab, and next in the authentication tab, whatever the TLS profiles and authentication profile we have created before, we need to call it here. Okay, we have an SSL TLS server profile, we have configured GPSSL, we need to call here, and in the client authentication we need to call the authentication. Okay, you can give the name GP authentication and authentication profile here. Okay, whatever the authentication profile we have configured, and this is a login page screen. Whenever we install the మనం ఎప్పుడైతే జీపీ పోర్ట్ జీపీ ఏజెంట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తామో అక్కడ మనకి లాగిన్ పేజ్ డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది. లాగిన్ పేజ్ డిస్ప్లే అయినప్పుడు యూజర్ నేమ్ కింద మనకి ఎలా లేబుల్ అయి ఉండాలి, అండ్ పాస్వర్డ్ లేబుల్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, అథెంటికేషన్ మెసేజ్ ఏముండదు, ఎంటైర్ లాగిన్ క్రెడెన్షియల్ మనం దిస్ విల్ బీ ఎడిటబుల్. ఓకే, if you want to username mention it as an username, you can use it. I will show you once we can install the GP agent on the client machine. Okay, అక్కడ కింద నీకు యూజర్ నేమ్ ప్లేస్లో లాగిన్ అని నీకు కనపడుతుంది అనమాట. మనం ఇక్కడ జస్ట్ ఓకే యూజర్ నేమ్ లేబుల్ ఏమి ఇస్తున్నాం అంటే యూజర్ నేమ్ అని చెప్తున్నాం అంతే. యూ కెన్ ఎంటర్ ద యూజర్ నేమ్ అన్నట్టు. ఓకే, this is the authentication client authentication that we have created. Okay, and in the agent tab this is the important thing. Okay, this agent tab is the one where the portal will give all the information like SSL TLS profile and authentication methods, connection methods, and the list of gateways, whether it is an internal or external gateways. The agent has to connect whether internal gateway or external gateway. All this information will be provided by the portal to the client machine, client app in the sense whatever the software that we have installed in the client machine. Okay, this is the important thing that we need to. We have configure GP agent. You can also call it as an client configuration. We can use multiple configurations. Okay, we can use for If you want to use one configuration for the user 1 and one configuration for the user 2, you can mention here. If you want to use for the user 1, it is an user 1. You can use that user 1 and you can call the user here. This is an user where you have an user 1 here. Okay. If you want to use another configuration for user 2, you can create another client configuration. Okay, here you can use an another client configuration. See here, if you click on OK, it will be used for the user 1. If you want another configuration for client configuration, okay, see, uh, this is depends upon our requirement. Okay, if the user one wants to connect with the different connection method on demand, or if the user one wants some connect some external gateways or internal gateways, based upon the requirement we can configure. Okay, this is purely depends upon the customer requirement, and this is being configured based upon the users as well. For now I am not using any sorry, we can edit this. For now I'm using for all the users. Okay, can delete this. It will be any means any user that is going to connect to the global protect. This is the client configuration all. This user group means we can use if you want to use only the Windows and Linux machines needs to be use this client configuration. We can also mention here based upon the requirement, based upon our requirement. If you want to use this client configuration only for the Windows, we can mention the Windows. If you want to Windows and Linux, you can use like this. If you want only not Windows and Linux, I want only for the Mac OS, we can use this. Okay, like this we can configure this client configuration. So for now I'm using any OS and any user group. Okay, this is an internal host detection, internal gateway. Internal means we need to give an internal gateways where it will connect to the internal. Okay, for now I am not using this internal, and I am going with the external gateways only. Okay, here in the external we need to add the external gateway here. Okay, and I can call it as an GP external gateway, and here we need to use an IP address, and the IP address means whatever the clients are connected to the interface, that interface will be used as an gateway and portal as well, both. And the source region, this is a source region where we need this gateway resides. Okay, I'm using as an any because I'm not placing anywhere else. It will be in the in our local machine, right? So I'm using it as any because it will connect wherever the gateway is. It will choose the sources and any, and it will connect. In the real-time scenarios, we can use if the gateway is in US, or gateway is in UK, or gateway is in India. You can use the source region depends upon the gateway situated. Okay, and this is a gateway that we have configured here, and this app tab is a main one. Okay, here the connection method I am using is an on demand, where we can manually type the username and password and connect. Okay, and this is a one thing I am configuring here, connection method, and rest of all I am using default ones only. If based upon the customer requirement, or the based upon our requirement, we can use this all the options. Okay, we have some options like disable global protect app, or uninstall global protect app. We have an options here. If you want to allow the users to don't not to install, మనం యూజర్స్కి ఇప్పుడు మనం సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసామంటే we can able to uninstall as well, right? So from this global protect, what we can do is we don't want to allow the users to uninstall the global protect app, so that we can configure here allow user to disable or disconnect global protect app. Means we can if we allow it, the users are allowed to disable or disconnect. Okay, if you disallow, they are unable to disconnect. Okay, they are unable to disable or disconnect the global protect app. These are some type of allow with comments. Allow with comment means they will allow, but they need to add certain comments why they are they want to disable or disconnect this global protect app. And allow with the password means the system administrator or the administrator will give one password for them to disable or disconnect the global protect. Okay, and allow with the ticket means they need to raise a ticket, then only they will be allowed to disable this global protect app. And by default it will be allow because the users here we are not using any users, right? So I'm making it as an default one. It will also here we this portal also will be notify the users whenever the new version of global protect app is available or in the uh, firewall. Okay, in the store, if the any new global protect app is available, it will allow the users to upgrade which is a prompt whenever new ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి గ్లోబల్ న్యూ గ్లోబల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ యాప్ అవైలబుల్ ఉందో the the it will prompt the users that new global protect version is available. If they want to upgrade, they will upgrade, or if they don't want, they will cancel the upgrade. Okay, based upon their requirement. And these are the some important things that we can we can use. And other things, we are using the default ones. Yeah, these are all the things that we need we need to configure in the global protect portal. Okay, and this is authentication tab that we have here. We need to call our root certificate, root CA. Okay, whatever the root CA we have configured, and it will install in the local root certificate store. Local root certificate store in sense, whenever we connect the global protect in the client mission, this root certificate will be directly installed in the client mission root. There is an one separate folder for root certificates in the client mission. It will directly send these root certificates to the client root certificate store. Okay, this is all about that we can configure in the portal. The next thing is an global protect gateway. Okay, this is a gateway where we can assign the IP address to the global protect agent so that it will securely transfer the traffic or securely connect the internal resources, securely connect to the firewall, and you can use the internal resources by using these gateways IP address. Okay, and in the general tab we can also configure the name as NGP gateway, and this is the same interface that we are using for here. Okay, and IP address should be same. The authentication, whatever the authentication and SSL TLS profile that we have configured and used in the portal, the same thing we are using here as well. Okay, and this is also GP authentication for portal and gateway authentication. We can use the same authentications. Okay, uh, we need to use the same authentication. And in the agent tab, here we are using the, if you enable the tunnel mode, it will enable the IPsec tunnel. Okay, whatever the, if we enable this, it will use the gateway will use an IPsec tunnel, otherwise it will go for the SSL VPN. I am using only the tunnel one, and here we are using the virtual route, and security zone will be, you can create one separate zone like VPN for this. I'm not using anything here, okay. I'm using only the just creating a tunnel, okay. And this is a tunnel information. And time settings, this is an timeout value, login lifetime and inactive lifetime. Login lifetime means it will be continuously will be logged in for 30 days, and if this won't disconnect for long 30 days. Inactive logout means whenever the user is inactive, like if the user is not doing anything on the client machine and it will be in the sleep mode, it will be active for 3 hours, then after 3 hours it will disconnect, okay. And the same thing in the idle time, okay. This is an 180 minutes, and inactive logout means it will be logged out from the global protect. But here in this disconnect on idle, if we are sitting on the idle, it will disconnect the global protect after 180 minutes, okay. And this is a client pool which we can configure in the client settings, okay. Here we can configure the client pool as well. Authentication override, we can use an GP gateway name, and user and group, same user and group and OS what we have discussed in the portal, the same thing we can also apply here. And IP pool, same like how we can configure the DHCP server. I'm also assigning some IP pool here from 1.1 to 10.10.10.2, can configure 100, okay. Whatever the pool we have mentioned here, whenever the client connects to this portal and gateway, the gateway will provide one IP from this pool, okay. From these 100 IP addresses, it will assign one IP to the client mission, so that it will be configured on an virtual adapter. Whenever the global protect agent is installed on the client machine, it will also install the virtual adapter, so that this IP address will be assigned on the virtual adapter of the client machine, okay. This is an split tunnel. If we want to allow some access route, means we need to use a subnet, like if you want to allow 192.168.100.0 subnet to pass through the GP VPN, we need to include this subnet, okay. If we include only this subnet will be passed through the GP VPN tunnel, and all other will be goes through the physical interface, okay. In the client machine, we have, whenever we connect to the global protect, there will be an virtual adapter, and it has the client machine has the Windows machine has its own physical adapter, right? So whenever we included a route in the access route, and we included the any domain here, these domains will be passed through the virtual adapter, okay. That is an global protect VPN, and rest of all going out from the physical interface. For now I am not using anything. I am just if you are excluding 192.168.100.0/24, if you are excluding it from the global protect tunnel, it will be going out via physical interface. Rest all the traffic will go via global protect global protect tunnel, okay. That is an GPVPN tunnel. This is how include and exclude work in the access route. The same thing applies for the domain and application. Okay, if you want to use domain, whatever the domains you have, or if you want to allow domains in the global protect VPN, we can allow domains in the include. And if you don't want to allow the domain that needs to be passed through the global protect tunnel, మనం గ్లోబల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ టనల్ నుంచి పంపించాలంటే ఇక్కడ ఇంక్లూడ్లో కాన్ఫిగర్ చేస్తాం. లేదు మనకి గ్లోబల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ నుంచి కాదు, గ్లోబల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ టనల్ నుంచి కాదు, మనకి ఫిజికల్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ నుంచి వెళ్ళాలంటే ఎక్స్టర్నల్ డొమైన్లో మనం కాన్ఫిగర్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సేమ్ లైక్ ద అప్లికేషన్స్ యాజ్ వెల్. But for now I'm not using anything. I'm just want to allow all the traffic to pass through the global protect tunnel. Okay, this is all about client configuration. This network services instance, we can use an DNS if you have local DNS, but I'm not using any local DNS, right? I'm using directly the global DNS. Okay, this is a video traffic. If you want to exclude the video traffic from the tunnel, we can use this exclude video traffic, and whatever the application you want, like Facebook or YouTube, you want to use an application. Okay, by default I'm not using anything. And heap notifications, we are not using heap notifications. Okay, for now we are just configuring how the global protect agent will connect to the portal and gateway. Okay, this is all about portal and gateway. And anything else left? We have in virtual route, right? We are using only the default route. That's fine. Yeah, we can commit this configuration now, and let us see how it goes. See here in the device tab we have an global protect client. Okay, if we click check now, failed to check update due to generic configuration error. Okay, no license here, right? No update information is available. Okay, commit is completed. Yeah, commit is completed. We can go on to the client mission. This is a client mission. So here we have access to client mission, right? We have already configured all things here. We can just go on the browser. We can try to connect to the portal first. Okay, what is the portal IP address that we are using? We can connect from the browser so that we can check if we are able to authenticate to the portal. HTTPS 192.168.10.10. Okay, your connection is private. Yeah, see here we are able to authenticate. See, if you authenticate to the portal, you can we can get this like global protect portal. Okay, we are able to authenticate. And see here we have interface, whatever the interface that we are using for portal and gateway, that interface we need to access from the browser so that we can able to authenticate to the portal. Yeah, so here in the browser I am using the portal IP address. Okay, portal IP address is the interface that we are using for the portal configuration, that is 10.192.168.10.10. if we click on enter, we'll get an global protect portal. Okay, this global protect portal, if you want to authenticate whatever the users we have connected locally, we need to use that username and password here. Okay, which is an user one and the password is what is it? Yeah, whatever the user that we have created locally and we have allowed in the allow list, we need to use that users to connect to the global protect. So we are authenticated from here, we can able to download the global protect agents. Okay, if your client machine is 32-bit, you can click here on here, it will directly download. Okay, if you are using a 64-bit client machine or Windows machine, you can directly download from here. Okay, if it is a Mac, you can, for this Mac we can use this. Okay, we are getting a error text message because we haven't downloaded any global protect client in our firewall, right? It is not giving any global protect client mission. Okay? Client app. Okay, this is how we can check the global protect portal. I can try with I need to where is, I think there is an issue with the update server services. Yeah, there is no DNS server, right? So that is the reason we are not getting anything. Okay, 8.8.8.8 4.4.2.2. Okay, and if you are able to reach the update server, then only you can get updates to the global protect sorry to the firewall. Okay, for that we need to reach the update.paloaltonetworks.com. If you are able to reach the update.paloaltonetworks.com, you are able to get the updates here. These are all the updates, software updates or dynamic updates or global protect client license. You can try it now if you are able to get. This is a generic error, we are getting some generic error. You don't have a license. Okay, here I need to get the license. Let me check if we can. I'm just stopping the recording for now.